The year is 10600 of the Common Era. Mankind has colonized space, founding a solar dominion on the power and wealth created by the mineral lycosite. 4 great planetary superpowers, Earth, Mars, Venus, and Mercury, wage a covert war for the outer colonies and their rich reserves. Only the peacekeepers of the United Planet Nations can prevent these skirmishes and raids from erupting into all-out solar war. You are the Wing Toucher commanding the elite UPN Special Operations Executive. Your mission is to defend the colonies from aggression, to limit the fighting, and to ensure the superpowers preserve the fragile peace. The stability of the Union depends on your ability to balance the interests of the planet nations. Only you stand between peace and the threat of a thermostellar conflict. The fate of mankind is in your hands.
Niner tracking 2 fast movers. Group Zebra, keep close formation. Bogies on screen. We're taking a hit! Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!
A desperation angel has relayed critical intel to Earthdom. DepScan is tracking a Mars Combine attack swarm.
Liberation Fleet.
About to Pearl Harbor, the Julik Niner mine colony. Our defense grid is under strength and vulnerable to assault. Earth Council demands immediate UPN attack ship support to forestall this Martian atrocity. We are registering a flagrant econo-war violation by the Mercury League. A Peace Force squadron is beginning a strike drop on our TNR colony mine.
We respect the rules of war. Cooperative civilians are not at risk.
Wing Toucher, under the terms of the convention, I insist the UPN fulfill its economic defense obligations and order you scramble immediately. Wing Toucher, our war babies predict an imminent star strike by Alliance forces. Our frontier mines are under threat.
Wing Toucher, this is a lawful econo-war operation supporting our treaty claim.
Outrage! Until the convention arbitrates otherwise, these mines remain within the Earth Dominion. This attack violates the Europa Pact, and the UPN is obliged to intervene. We demand you scramble immediately.
Wing Toucher, an alien swarm has emerged through a forced canal gate near one of our deep core refineries. DVA has interceptors on standby, but we've nothing fast enough to gate out there before the swarm hits. Given this mine's vital importance,
to mount an alpha strike
Earth Council demands
to
UPN
exterminate the
military
infestation
support.
and spearhead an Earth landing team.
Voracious parasites to
Please
reach the mine
acknowledge if
head.
you're able
I
to
must order
cooperate.
you to scramble immediately.
God warriors have detected a Martian strike wing descending upon an outsystem Earth refinery. This is a blatant treaty violation.
Our military action is sanctioned under the econo-war provisions of the convention.
Wing Toucher, this is a nonsense. The Mars Combine's war license is not yet approved. We ask that you put a stop to this needless economic aggression before it gets out of hand. Mercury League ships are poised to assault an Earthdom mine facility. Wing Toucher, we ask you to intervene before they overrun the colony.
And we ask that the UPN keeps its tubes out of a League police action.
This is a desperate attempt to deflect the UPN from its duty. There's nothing to please here except an illegal econo-war action on the part of the League. Please end this now. Wing Toucher, Camnet has detected a Venusian strike force on final approach to our DVD mine facility. This is a prohibited action, and we ask for your intervention.
Wing Toucher, please do not interfere with our pacification force. Our operation is legally registered, and we wish to avoid any bloodshed with the UPN militaire.
I think we've heard enough. Please put an end to this aggression. Immediately. The Cairo Convention has reassigned certain Martian drilling rights to Earth. A convoy is lifting in replacement angels to the Echo Julik mine as we speak. However, Mars Combine is proving uncooperative.
We will shoot down any Terran freighter that tries to dock at the base.
In view of these threats, we must invoke the emergency mandate and order that the UPN deploy in force and clear the way for our angels. To promote economic parity, the Solar Convention has reassigned certain mineral claims. We require the UPM to aid our sequestration of the Mercury League's Deca refining facility.
Sequestration? They want to steal our mine.
Wing Toucher, under the special protection mandate, we insist that you deploy in force and suppress the mine's defenses ahead of our landing teams. To achieve economic parity, the Solar Convention has granted Earthdom an eviction order. It's on an outsystem mine formerly under the protection of the Alliance.
Wing Toucher, we refuse to give up a mine to these Earth expansionists.
As we expect resistance from these bellicose Venusians, we demand UPN military assistance to spearhead the eviction force.
As part of the Solar Trade Agreement, the Convention has issued Earth a war license to capture a Mars Combine mine installation.
The Mars Combine rejects the Convention's decision. All Martian facilities will defend themselves to the last.
Which is why we require your assistance, Wing Toucher. These Martians must be taught a lesson. Since the Mercury League refuses to vacate a colony mine conceded to us by the Convention, we ask the UPM to assist our eviction by force.
Jesus, Hubbard and Elvis, they mean to attack us.
Wing Toucher, we mean to capture the facility with the minimum of civilian casualties. Therefore, under the terms of our war license, the UPM must lead the first wave. Will you cooperate?
Wing Toucher, we have a war permit authorizing us to capture an Alliance mining installation. Without UPN military assistance, our mission will fail. So we request the deployment of a Special Forces attack ship to pave the way for a peaceful ground landing.
Wing Toucher, please see reason and deny these hawks their request.
This moon is ours. They should surrender or suffer the consequences. Martian pocket bombers have gated out close to a Terran convoy. Our DVD war babies at TACCOM predict an imminent hijack attempt.
Mars Combine denies all involvement in this pirate attack.
Wing Toucher, these so-called pirate ships are painted red and have Martian idents. This is a blatant provocation. Earth Dominion demands the UPN militaire scramble an escort for our convoy before these marauders cut loose.
A war baby precog team reports an impending attack by the Mercury League upon an Earth convoy now transiting the belt.
The precog paradigm match is flawed. Earthdom are playing Cassandra to discredit the League. I can assure you there is no such attack.
Nevertheless, Wing Toucher, we invoke the Special Protection Mandate and demand you supply a UPN escort in the belt approaches. Alliance raiders have gated out around an Earth convoy. TACCOM reports they're on a direct intercept with our freighters.
Our High Guard forces are carrying out an advanced audit on the convoy. There's nothing to fear, provided the cargoes are in order.
This audit is no more than a front for legalized piracy. Wing Toucher, I invoke the protection mandate and order you scramble immediately to screen our convoy from attack.
We have a God Warrior
received a
precog
God Warrior
report
alert from our
indicating an
Jupiter
alien attack
outstation
gate will
confirming
form
an
shortly.
imminent pirate
The
attack on one of our
target
belt
is a Mercury
convoys.
League Lycosite
They
mine.
require urgent
On its
assistance.
current pass,
Repeat,
the
urgent
mine is out of
assistance.
the range of DVA,
In the
and
circumstances,
the local militia
Earthdom
tell us they're
must invoke the
outgunned.
mandate under clause
Losing
16
this mine could
and
cripple
order
our
an
home
immediate
economy.
UPN
We
squadron
need some
scramble.
help on this one,
Please
Wing Toucher.
respond. Wing Toucher, an inbound transit convoy has just reported a Mars killer swarm approaching them through a Tannhauser gate.
They are on routine maneuvers in the Bell sector. Your convoy is under no threat.
In which case the Mars rep will have no objection if I request a UPN escort against a force that, according to our scans, is beginning to power up its weapons. Wing Toucher, a Mercury League war force is approaching an Earthbound convoy and demanding they heave to and be boarded.
League officers suspect quota violations aboard the convoy. They must be allowed to check the Lycosite cargoes.
Ignore the Mercury rep's smokescreen. This is a full-blown hijack in progress. We request an immediate UPN scramble, stat! Wing Toucher, we have a convoy down in the belt approaches. We lost contact 2 minutes ago and there's heavy jamming in the sector. In addition, depth scan has detected an Alliance force skating in on top of the freighters.
They are responding to a distress call.
TACCOM reports they're moving in with boarding parties. We ask the UPN to intervene and stop this assault immediately.
We have a flash alert on a pirate raider force exiting the belt. They'll be on top of an inbound League convoy within the next few deciminutes unless you get help to
engage the marauders
Please
and protect our
respond.
Lycosite freighters. An alien
One of
swarm
our
is gating out near the belt
infested
approaches
by aliens.
Lazy
They're
Eight
carving
predicts
out
an
a hive in
intercept
the
with
mine
one of
and
our
appear to be
convoys
multiplying.
within the hour. Mineral reserves are
Under
near
the terms
exhaustion,
of the
threatening
Cairo
enormous
Convention,
dislocation
Earth
to Earth's
Dominion
economy.
invokes the Special
We
Protection
desperately
Mandate
require a
and
UPN
demands a
alpha strike
full
on the mine
UPN
to
sector
eradicate the
scramble.
infestation
Wing
and
Toucher,
pave the way for a
we
Terran
require
landing
you
team.
to shield our
Please
convoy
aid
from
us
the
before the
expected
reserves
alien
are
attack.
destroyed.
A
Wing Toucher,
desperation
an
angel
Earthdom primary
informs me
mine
that an
facility
alien
is
attack
infested
swarm
by
is descending
aliens that
upon one of our
threaten to consume
tertiary
its remaining
facilities.
deposits of Lycosite.
We have few defensive assets
Our
in
war
that
babies are
sector,
pressing for
so
a
I must
UPN
request
strike
an
on the
immediate
minehead
UPN
to eradicate
scramble
the
to
infestation and
stonewall the
pave the way
assault
for a
until
reclamation
Earth
angel
can
team.
move further forces into the
Please
area.
acknowledge if you're able to comply.
Mars has
Mars has broken its agreed production quotas and is shipping Lycosite illegally through the belt.
We require the UPN
to halt and destroy these illegal convoys under the Clause 20 Econo War provisions of the Convention.
We have an angel alert on the net. DepScan is tracking a Martian killer wing zeroing in on one of our out-system moons.
Idle speculation, Wing Toucher. Mars has nothing larger than militia strands on the periphery.
Our trace shows Martian ships on approach to a mine facility. With our militia on stand-down, we anticipate a Pearl Harbor unless the UPN intervene. Wing Toucher, we demand immediate military support. I must protest a treaty infraction by the Earth Dominion. We've detected an Earth assault wing in the periphery and predict that an assault on our colony is imminent.
This is absurd. These are routine maneuvers, that's all.
This is not routine. Our War Baby Predictor teams insist the colony faces capture. Wing Toucher, to defend our interests, I must demand UPN top cover at the base, in accordance with the protection mandate. We have a gate forming over an outer colony. Venusian military is launching a surprise assault and our defences are too weak to hold them.
Wing Toucher, this is a lawful operation!
There's no legality here. This Pearl Harbor is time to overrun the colony and present a fait accompli to the convention. Wing Toucher, under the special protection mandate, I must demand you help us stonewall this invasion. Wing Toucher, this is a Zip-1 alert. Our God Warriors are tracking a clone swarm emerging into real space. Scan 204's War Babies predict the aliens will hit a leak colony mine shortly. We've got fighter cover up, but nothing with the firepower to slow these beggars. The Mercury League is desperate. We call upon the UPN for military assistance under the special protection mandate, and we demand that you scramble your interceptors immediately. Wing Toucher, we have advance warning that Mars strike wings are preparing to blitz a League refinery moon.
We are claiming exemption from UPN action and the Convention Clause 20. We've applied for a war license to support our claim on this moon.
Damn their exemption. They have no war license yet. This attack is illegal and we want it stopped. We have a treaty violation on the periphery. God Warriors are tracking an Earth force on approach to a League mine. We have shareholders demanding the UPN intervene to prevent a landing.
The League representative's imagination runs away with him. This is a fleet on maneuvers, not an invasion force.
Then the Earth representative won't object to a UPN intervention team. Isn't that right, Wing Toucher? Wing Toucher? Venusian military have just hailed a League mining colony and asked for its surrender.
We intend to acquire what's legally ours, and wish to do so without bloodshed.
Bloodshed be damned! The Venusian claim is unsubstantiated, and this action is being prosecuted without a valid war license. We ask that the UPN intervene and blow these damned invaders out of the sky.
Our desperation angels are pulling back from the periphery. Seems they caught sight of something and are running scared. We think we know why. We have a deep scan image of an alien swarm dropping right in on top of one of our mines. Unless we can rapid react forces there, we're going to lose it. We've got no militia forces in standby, so we need a big-time favour in this one. Can we count on the UPN's help?
Wing Toucher, we have an eviction order in a Martian mining facility, as well as a war permit for the Combine's forcible removal. However, these Martians are intractable.
We reject the World Court ruling. We will not move.
You see our problem? Under the circumstances, we must demand UPN help in suppressing the base defences while we send peace forces in to clear out the facility. We've just secured the rights to a mining operation developed by the Earth Dominion, but the colonists aren't leaving.
We are challenging this eviction order. In the meantime, any League action against the mine would be precipitous.
We have a transition team ready to take over, but unless the UPN can get its backside in gear and escort them in through the mine defences, they're going to get blown out of the sky. We demand that the UPN assist. The Mercury League has acquired an eviction order on a Venusian mine in the outer system.
Wing Toucher, we are challenging the World Court ruling in the Presidium. We will not give up this mine.
Wing Toucher, given the armed resistance we expect at the mine, we demand that you provide a UPN spearhead for the eviction force. Wing Toucher, the Martians are unwilling to concede a leukocyte mine to balance production inequities. Under the convention, we request UPN assistance in the eviction.
Any attempt at invasion will be met with ultimate force.
Wing Toucher, please send an attack ship escort before they start a full-scale war. We have a UPN war permit to remove Earthdom personnel from a colony reassigned to the Mercury League. Under the terms of the convention, we request UPN assistance for the Skylink.
We cannot permit this operation to go ahead.
The UPN's job is to maintain peace and the balance of power. However, these Earth colonials want to fight. Will the UPN provide firepower to support our extraction team? Wing Toucher, the Alliance will not give up a mine rightfully awarded to us by the World Court.
We will refuse this court order. It is nothing but a reward for the League's own inefficiency.
We have a fleet of angels descending on the mine, but the Venusians will shoot them out of the sky unless we can get some top cover. We ask you, Wing Toucher, please, assign some UPN attack ships to our mission. A League convoy has detected a Martian attack cluster gating in astern. The God Warriors predict they'll intercept within minutes.
Wing Toucher, this is a search and seizure mission within Martian space. Do not intervene.
The convoy is outside the militarized zone and is immune from search protocols. This is a blatant hijack attempt. The League demands a UPN attack ship escort before these Martians complete the intercept. War Baby precog teams are predicting an attack by Earth forces on a League convoy within the next 3 deciminutes. We have a 5-point paradigm match to confirm that this will happen.
This is a fantasy. No such assault will take place.
5 Point says it will. And we demand UPN intervention now to protect our crews and investment. Wing Toucher. A hijack attempt on a League convoy is imminent. An Alliance raiding force is transiting the absolute terror field and will commence our attack within minutes.
Our High Guard forces are on a peaceful mission.
Peaceful, my... In 2 deciminutes, their pocket bombers will start blowing our escort fighters apart. We insist the UPN intervene under the Convention's special protection mandate. It's our only hope.
Pirates are making another attempt to raid an Alliance convoy. Our escorts are outgunned and are asking for help.
The League demands a full sector scramble to screen the convoy. We cannot afford the loss. An alien infestation is close to exhausting one of the League's tertiary mines. Claiming they're under attack. Our God Warrior Sentinels require a UPN strike on the minehead. It's imperative that we exterminate the infestation before we can reclaim the facility. The UPN to scramble interceptors to the assistance before the Lycosite reserves are consumed. Wing Toucher. Our Beltward deep scan net is tracking a Martian fast attack group burning at 4 gravities toward our inbound convoy. A War Baby paradigm match has predicted a hijack attempt is imminent.
Do not intervene, Wing Toucher. This is not a UPN matter.
We need an attack ship escort fast. Will you scramble to aid our convoy? We need help urgently. We're getting angel indications down the net of an Earth Dominion pocket task force descending in one of our inbound convoys. We need assistance.
This is no business of the UPNs. Our ships are under orders to fire on any interference.
They're starting a war out here. Help us, please. Wing Toucher, we are losing contact with the convoy in the belt approaches. It's been jammed by the Venusian force gating in on top of them.
We have a non-interference warrant for this operation. Stay out of this, Wing Toucher.
This is a treaty incident, so the non-interference directive is void. We need top cover for our escort formations now before they're destroyed. Please help! We've down-quested a streamer scan from God 28 on the outer rim. There's a large alien force gating in a belt-bound convoy. We only have a light escort on the freight carriers, and according to the paradigm match, they'll be unable to take the first wave assault. Wing Toucher, we need a sector scramble now. Please send in support before it's too late. Remote seismic monitors report an alien infestation is only days away from exhausting the Lycosite deposits in one of our primary mines. In the circumstances, we must invoke the treaty, and we order the UPN to deliver an alpha strike on the infestation before the reserves are destroyed. Wing Toucher. Desperation Angels has reported an alien swarm approaching one of our forward in the outer system, and we are now detecting alien attack convoys moving through the belt. Mercury requires that our defences cannot destroy these illegal convoys. We demand special forces into the commodity support now. Please acknowledge if you can comply.
Wing Toucher, Earth Dominion has again flouted the treaty. Our TNA network is tracking a fast attack squadron descending on one of our colony moons. In minutes they'll be able to bombard the mine head.
I protest. We're conducting a police action, not a war.
Our local combined militia units are outgunned. We invoke Clause 20 and demand the UPN scramble interceptors to cover our defenders.
Wing Toucher, combined militia forces have been caught off guard by a sneak attack on a colony mine. This act of piracy by the Mercury League threatens the balance of power within the UPN.
We're merely reclaiming what's ours.
And we are prepared to resist to the last person. But we need attack ship support for our defenders. We insist the UPN intervene to prevent a disaster.
A Venusian High Guard flotilla has punched through our outer patrols and is attacking an out-system colony mine. We are facing defeat unless we can gate in reinforcements.
We ask the UPN to keep out of a purely local affair.
Wing Toucher, we need fire support fast to stop this act of war. Under the terms of the Special Protection Mandate, we order you to intervene.
Wing Thatcher,
An alien
the God
infestation
Warriors
is
have
close to
detected a
exhausting
large
an Earth
formation of
compression
aliens
line.
preparing to
Our
enter
war-baby
at an
sentinels
Hauser
require
gate.
UPN
Our
sky
war-baby
striker
network
lines to
predicts
exterminate
this
the
swarm will
infestation.
hit a major
If
Mars
successful,
mine within
we will be able to
hours.
send in a landing
Our
team to
local
get
militia
production
are
back
not
online.
equipped to deal with these
Time is of the
creatures.
essence.
So Mars
Please help
Combine
us before
is
the lycosite
ordering
reserves are
you
completely
to assist
consumed.
under the special protection mandate.
Wing
We
Thatcher,
have a God
an
warrior
alien swarm is
pre-cook
approaching a
indicating that an alien force will shortly arrive in system. Our war babies
We've
have
identified
picked up
the
the
formation
target
of
as
a
a
gate
combined
and
primary
report that
lycosite
alien attack
refinery.
transports
DBA
are beginning to
will
emerge.
like minute
We
away,
urgently
and our
require
local forces
UPN
are
support for our
overstretched.
outmatched
We need
defences
attack ships
under
support
the
to
terms
prevent
of
the
the
aliens
Aliens
overrunning the
protection
installation.
I must
Please
request you
send
deploy
help
a special
immediately.
forces attack ship now, before the first wave hits. Wing Thatcher, Earth forces are now in position to assault a weakly defended combined colony. We fear they'll attack at any moment.
Our military action has been sanctioned by the Europa Pact.
Wing Thatcher, this quasi-legal operation is a dangerous piece of Terran brinksmanship. We ask you stonewall this act of economic aggression before it explodes into full-scale war.
We have an Ebony alert on our out-system colony net. Mercury League ships are poised to attempt to seize a colony facility.
We have a war license pending. There's no need for UPN intervention.
Wing Thatcher, this is a desperate ploy to deflect the UPN from its duty. This is an illegal econo-war act. Please, end it now.
Wing Thatcher, the Angel Net has picked up an Alliance force on final approach to our out-system colony. This is a prohibited action and we ask you to terminate it with extreme prejudice.
Please do not interfere with our pacification force. This is a registered military action and we wish to avoid any exchange of fire between us and the UPN.
I think we've heard enough, Wing Thatcher. Annihilate them. The Assembly has granted Mars rights to an Earth mining concession. However, Terran militia squadrons are preventing our prospectors from landing.
They shall not pass.
In view of this Earth threat, we claim our right under the Convention to a UPN escort before our freight carriers are shot out of the sky.
As agreed by the UPN Assembly, we have an Angel team on station to take command of the Mercury Mine concession.
We will not give up 1 meter of space to these pirates.
The terms of our war license allow us to use ultimate force to evict these trespassers. We order you to scramble your squadrons to support our landing.
As per agreement of the combined UPN Assembly today, the Venusians must vacate their forward mining colony by 3000 hours.
Our God Warriors will use force to resist any land.
Wing Thatcher, our Angel teams are under threat by the Venusian defense grid. Under the terms of the convention, we order you send UPN escort ships immediately. Wing Thatcher, our rightful claim to the forward Terran refinery has been upheld. Mars Combine is readying Angel teams to drop on the mine complex.
And our fighter squadrons are ready to stop them.
In view of Terran intimidation, Mars requests a UPN vanguard for our landing force.
Wing Thatcher, the Resource Assembly has granted Mars control of a Mercury League mine. We have tugs en route to take control, but they are being refused landing permission at gunpoint.
We've drawn a line in the sky. 1 step over
Wing
it and...
Thatcher, please! Send help before our carriers are shut down.
A new Mars Combine capital colony has been established on the site of the Venusian GRD mine. However, the colonists are refusing to budge.
We will resist by force any landing made there.
Wing Thatcher, please, send us military assistance to end this standoff before these Venusians start an all-out war. Wing Thatcher, a Dead 9 Earth Dominion attack constellation is gating out ahead of a combined freight convoy.
This is a routine DTNR check. We brook no UPN interference.
We have a 4-point P-match that says they're about to strike. Under Convention 213, we demand a UPN peacekeeper scramble stat.
Our war babies are predicting an unlicensed attack at 02190 by the Mercury League on a Mars convoy.
This is an outrageous accusation. We deny it absolutely.
The outrage will be in the Assembly if the UPN stands by and does nothing to stop this atrocity. Wing Thatcher, scramble your ships now, or I'll have your hide!
A Gainham Far-Star convoy is signaling they are under attack by Venusian privateers.
These are High Guard officers, acting without the authority of the Presidium.
In which case, the Alliance won't mind if Mars Combine demands that the UPN, under the Convention mandate, launch a sector scramble and shoot these High Guard ships out of the sky. Wing Thatcher,
God warriors,
we have a desperation tracking an alien swarm getting in on our convoy. 90. Our live alien attack swarm is about to merge the attack and Mars support desperately. Orders you launch a
Please,
full UPN
scramble to assist now before we lose the convoy.
Mars has broken its agreed production quotas,
Mars convoy transmitting
yet
a mayday.
continues to ship Lycosite through the belt.
Pirates. Our militia
We require the UPN to halt and
This is
destroy
a code
these illegal
black
convoys
alert.
under the Clause
Please,
20
scramble
Econowar provisions of the
immediately.
Convention.
Our Angel Net is tracking an Earth-Dome fast breather squadron about to merge plots with a defenseless Martian convoy.
These convoys are overloaded beyond the Mars quota. Our peace forces will capture them and present the proof in the assembly.
This is the lamest hijack excuse I've ever heard. Mars asks you launch and hit these suckers hard before they rip our ships apart.
Wing Thatcher, the Angel nations are telling us that the League Strike flight is about to cap a combined trade force.
Keep out of this, Wing Toucher. We claim the non-interference privilege.
This is an intercept outside the militarized zone. Non-interference doesn't apply. Wing Thatcher, blow these bozos away before they destroy our convoy.
Wing Thatcher, we lost contact with our Echo-Julik belt convoy shortly after they reported a High Guard force zeroing in on them.
We have a non-interference warrant on this operation. Stay out.
This attack is a convention issue. All non-interference clauses are void. We need a full force scramble now to protect our mercantile fleet.
Mercury has
We
broken
have a
agreed
flash
production
alert
quotas
on
and
a
is moving
pirate
large
raider
quantities
force
of
exiting
lycosite
the belt.
illegally through the belt.
They'll merge
We
plots
require
with the
the
Martian
UPN
convoy
to
within
launch a
20
halt and
minutes.
destroy mission
We
against
need
these
you
illegal
to
convoys
scramble and
under the
stonewall these
Econowar
pirates
provisions
before
of the
they can crush
Convention.
our convoy.
Wing
Thatcher, one of our
With regret,
infested moons is
I
close
have
to
today
exhaustion.
informed the
An
Assembly of the
alien
death of
hive
Tamlin
is carving
Hard,
out the mine
close-range
and consuming the
weapons
lycosite
specialist in your
deposit.
SOE squadron.
We are trying to mount a
Hard's
rescue
hard work,
attempt and are putting
determination
eradication
and
teams together.
selflessness were
But
in
we
the
need
finest
the
traditions of the
UPN to
UPN militaire.
spearhead the counterattack.
His loss
Under
will be sorely
Convention
felt.
413,
He will
we
be posthumously
request
promoted
a
to the rank
UPN
of
assist
fast
on this
fighter.
mission.
We have a
Thatcher,
God warrior
Mars combines
confirmation
primary
that
mine
the
is
alien
crawling
clone
with
hive
aliens.
infesting
Reports
one of our
from the moon
primary
show they are
mines
within
has
days of
all but
exhausting the
consumed
mine,
the installation's
burrowing their way
lycosite
through the main
reserves.
deposit.
We need to
We
reclaim the
desperately
mine
need an alpha
fast
strike
before
to
the
clear the
snitches
mine.
finish off
But
the
our
remaining
militia haven't the
lycosite.
firepower to
Thatcher,
take on these
we call on you
bloodsuckers.
to provide
Therefore,
the sky
we must
strikes
use
so
our
we can
limited
punch
mandate
a reclamation
to order
team
the
through to the mine
UPN
head.
special forces
If you
to
can
help
get
us
our people
before
in
the
there,
reserves
we
are
still
destroyed.
might have a chance.
We have an emergency call from our tech sector. The High Guard are tracking a Martian force approaching one of our moons.
We apologize for this navigation error. Our ships will be on their way shortly.
Wing Toucher, our trace indicates an approach track to an Alliance refinery. We demand UPN intervention before this so-called error sparks off a system-wide conflict. We must protest another treaty infraction by the Mercury League. A Mercury force is forming up in an attack pattern.
These are routine maneuvers beyond the demilitarized zone, nothing more.
This is not routine. Predictor teams have identified the League's target as an Alliance colony. Wing Toucher, under the Convention, Venus formally demands UPN top cover protection. Wing Toucher, we have a Tannhauser gate forming over an outer colony. Terran Militaire is launching a surprise assault and we have nothing to stop them.
If the Alliance colony surrenders immediately, no one will be hurt.
There can be no surrender in the face of this aggression. In the circumstances, I must use one of the Alliance's protection mandates and order the UPN to protect our people.
Wing Toucher,
This
I've just
is an
received an
ebony
angel alert
alert.
from Sentinel
Our
TACCOM.
war babies are tracking an
We have a
alien
plot for an
clone swarm
incoming
through the
alien
planetary
swarm
psychosphere.
decelerating at 4
DVA
Gs
predicts
toward
they
our
will assault our
belt-bound
primary
lycosite
lycosite
convoy.
facility shortly.
Our war babies
The
predict a
Venusian
plot
alliance
merge
is
in 13
desperate.
minutes, and the
Under the
convoy's
Convention's
escort
Clause
is too
16
light to
mandate,
stop the
we
alien
demand
first phase
UPN
without
military
support.
intervention.
We request
Please
a
scramble your
UPN alpha
interceptors
scramble immediately.
Wing Toucher, we've received a tripwire report warning that Mars forces are preparing to overwhelm an Alliance refinery.
Mars has a war license pending. We will not move until it's approved.
Our predictors state that Mars will launch their attack shortly in a coup de théâtre to force the license through. We need UPN help to stop them before they launch their strike. League Militaire have just held an Alliance mine colony and called upon it to surrender.
No one will be hurt if they comply with our peace forces' request.
Again, League expansionists expect us to roll over and die at their request. Our ground militias have said they can resist if they have support from the UPN. Wing Toucher, please send aid immediately. We have evidence that Earth is about to launch an attack against the Alliance in the periphery.
We have nothing but peaceful intentions towards Venus.
Then the Earth representative must explain why a fleet is standing off above the plane of the ecliptic, waiting to strike. Our war babies have predicted the location. The question that must be answered is whether the UPN will intervene to help us. Wing Toucher,
we have a war baby
we fear an alien attack on one of our major mines in the periphery.
Will be
We've identified the probable target, and to our horror, it is too weakly defended to hold against these creatures.
To pave the way
We
for a
desperately
League
require help
reclamation
before the
team.
colony is overrun.
Please acknowledge
Can we
if
count
you're
on your
able to comply.
assistance? We have
The
information
Mercury
indicating
League
that
has
aliens are
broken
ready
its
to
agreed
storm a
production
tertiary
quotas
mining
and
colony
is
in the
moving
out
large
system.
quantities of
We are
lycosite
unable
illegally
to
through the
rapidly react
belt.
forces there
We
in time,
require the
and must
UPN
ask
to
if the
launch a
UPN can
halt
support
and
our
destroy
militia
mission
by
against
sending
this
fighters
illegal
or
convoys
pocket bombers to
under
help
the
them.
Econo War provisions
Please
of the
acknowledge
convention.
if you can help. Wing Toucher, a mine has been granted to us from the Martians. However, the Combine prospectors refuse to move, and we regretfully must resort to force.
We reject the Assembly's ruling. We will not be forced out.
You see our problem? To prevent greater loss of life, we must ask the UPN to help suppress the base defences, while we land sentinels to police the colony base. The UPN have agreed that the Alliance should take control of a Mercury mine concession. However, the colonists aren't leaving.
We are challenging this order. This case is on appeal.
Our transition team is ready to take over peacefully, but the League wants to fight. Under the Special Protection Mandate, we order an escort for our Angel teams before they're shot down by these obdurate colonists. In order to equalize production capacity, the Venusian Alliance has secured the rights to an Earth mine in the outer system. We intend to send in peace forces to secure the facility.
We cannot control the Terran locals. They may shoot down the Venusian ships.
Wing Toucher, this is tantamount to terrorism. Under the Europa Pact, we insist on an immediate UPN escort for our peace force teams. Wing Toucher, since the Assembly ruling, the Martians are unwilling to concede the lycosite mine granted to us. We are preparing to send in peace forces to evict them.
Mars Combined will defend its property to the last.
Wing Toucher, please send an escort to take us in before the Combine starts a full-scale war. Wing Toucher, we have a war permit to remove colonists from a former League mine. They've threatened our transition teams, so we have taken the step of sending in peace forces.
The first peace forcer to set foot on our soil will be shot.
The UPN must escort in our teams if the League threat is not to be carried through. Are you prepared to aid us? Earth will not give up the mine conceded to the Alliance by the Assembly.
They cannot have what they do not hold. We will defend it to the last breath.
Our High Guard flotilla will be on station, but without UPN help they cannot hope to punch through the colony defences. Wing Toucher, will you help us uphold the will of the Assembly? An Alliance trade convoy reports being shadowed by a Martian attack cluster. Our God Warriors forecast a hijack attempt within hours.
We suspect the convoy carries illegal cargoes. We wish to investigate.
Wing Toucher, the Alliance fears for the safety of its crews and property. The Special Protection Mandate is designed to protect internal trade from this harassment, so we demand you provide security for our ships. A number of League ships are exiting the Psychosphere on an intercept course with a belt-bound Alliance convoy.
The Venus Alliance will have a damn hard time proving that.
A 5-point paradigm match by our precog teams is all the proof we need. We order the UPN to provide escort under the Protection Mandate before these League raiders strip our ships. Wing Toucher, our Far Star convoy is broadcasting a distress signal requesting immediate help against a Terran pirate force.
Our sentinels are on a police operation against Alliance smugglers.
They have their weapons locked on our peaceful ships and are calling on them to heave too. Unless the UPN can gate fire support out to our escorts in time, we will lose everything. Wing Toucher, I must order you to take immediate action. Wing Toucher, we have a God Warrior trace on an alien swarm exiting a gate close to the Trojans. They are under attack from pirate raiders in the belt. Places them on an intercept with a lightly escorted Alliance convoy and are calling for help. Under Convention 413, we order the UPN to dispatch demands a full sector scramble to preserve the convoy. Shield our convoy. We cannot let these creatures get to our precious freighters. Wing Toucher, we have intelligence indicating that the Mars Combine will shortly raid an Alliance trade force just outside the belt.
Venusian intelligence must be at fault. We have nothing in the belt sector.
Nevertheless, GSI has computed the attack as a 5-point certainty. The Alliance is scrambling fighter support for the trade force, but only the UPN can gate out fast enough to protect them from this attack. Can you help? We're receiving indications that a League task force is shadowing an inbound convoy, preparing to strike.
Just keeping tabs on potential smugglers on the outer rim.
They are powering up their weapon banks and beginning to alter course. The latest plot suggests they'll intercept in 30 minutes. Wing Toucher, please launch now to assist our convoy before it is destroyed. Wing Toucher, we believe Earth raiders are attacking an Alliance convoy in the belt approaches. We've lost contact with them due to heavy localized jamming.
We have no comment to make.
This is a treaty incident. We need a heavily armed UPN force to make contact with our ships and defend them from whatever is attacking them. Wing Toucher, the aliens are on the move. They appear to have targeted an Alliance heavy lift convoy in the belt sector. They are on an approach vector and will be on top of the convoy in less than an hour. Unless we can get help to them, we fear the convoy will be lost. Please help if you can, Wing Toucher. The Alliance is threatened with the loss of a key mining facility. Aliens have infested the mine's core and are eating into the main seams. Unless we can strike back and reclaim the facility, we'll lose the entire lycosite reserve. We are assembling a ground team, but need orbital support to penetrate the hive's defences. Under the Europa Pact, we can order UPN forces to support our operation. Please, ready yourself for combat. Wing Toucher, one of our tertiary mines has been infested by an alien hive and is threatened with exhaustion. They tell us the swarm is eating through the lycosite seams. We are readying an alpha strike against the mine, but lack the firepower support to take on these creatures. Regretfully, we must demand the UPN lead the strike in, and order you scramble now before they hit us. We have a paradigm confirmation that one of our key mine facilities will be consumed by the aliens within a few days. We need a UPN sky strike to pave the way for an Alliance reclamation team. Wing Toucher, please acknowledge if you're able to comply. An infested tertiary mine will implode within 2 days unless we can liberate it from the alien hive. We are assembling a combat team to sweep through the base, but have insufficient escort ships available to get us past the alien space defences. We need UPN ships to ride shotgun for us as we go in. Can you please help us, Wing Toucher? Wing Toucher, Mercury continues to flout agreed production quotas of lycosite in the outer system.
We are now detecting
unregistered convoys move through the belt with impunity. We require the UPN to halt and destroy these illegal convoys before they can flood our domestic markets with their overspill. Please acknowledge if you can comply. The Earth Dominion has broken agreed production quotas and is moving large quantities of lycosite illegally through the belt. We require the UPN to launch a halt and destroy against these illegal convoys under the Econo-War provisions of the Convention.
Wing Toucher, with regret I have today informed the Assembly of the death of Sims Rogan, the death missile specialist in your SOE squadron. Rogan's good humour, dedication and courage and loyalty, finest tradition militaire. His loss, her loss sorely felt. He will be posthumously promoted to the rank of Fast Striker. Wing Toucher, you have requested an orbital strike against a Venusian mining colony infested by the alien threat. The Venusian Alliance has rubber-stamped the operation and will supply Angel teams of an armed convoy to handle the ground traditions of the operation. Your brief is to lead them safely through the alien defenses. She will be posthumously promoted to the rank of Fast Striker. Wing Toucher have placed another. You have requested a sky strike against an Earth colony moon infested by the alien threat. A specimen of the creature can have enthusiastically helped develop the operation and will provide Angel teams aboard an armed convoy to handle the decision to go no-go operation is yours, Wing Toucher. Your brief, but I would strongly recommend safely take the alien defences. We need these new weapons badly. Wing Toucher. You have called for a sky strike against a Mercury refinery moon infested by the alien creature codenamed the Mercury League have approved the operation and are eager to get it underway. To go no-go is all yours. To handle the ground phase of the operation, they have agreed to drop Angel teams from an armed raider convoy. Your brief is to lead the convoy safely through the alien defences. Good luck. Wing Toucher, you have requested an assault against a Mars mining colony infested by the alien menace. The Mars Combine have okayed the operation. You will be leading your ships into the heart of the pirate defences. Combine Angel teams will lead the ground phase of the operation and will be dropped from a strike of range and unable to give you any support. Your port will be to lead them safely through the alien defences. Good luck. We have identified the location of the main alien swarm and their mothership.
The secession of the Earth Dominion and the Venusian Alliance has forced a wedge in the assembly.
900
Mercury and Mars have withdrawn from the convention and are moving forces into position to strike the outer colonies. UPN fleet forces are aligning with one or other faction, and the God Warriors have withdrawn to the outer rim. We are sliding into all-out solar war.
We will preempt their attack.
As we
you will lead your ships in on an alpha strike.
I can't help but feel that we failed.
Your sole objective
should be
to maintain the balance of the enemy mothership.
Interdependency that kept the spectre of Armageddon at bay. And now, with mankind poised to destroy itself, an alien force waits on the periphery, ready to feed on the remains.
Terrible to consider.
Maybe the future.
Failure is not an option. You must prevail. Good luck.
Wing Toucher.
Technical.
With regret, I today informed the Assembly of the death of Bran Hikorodu. They've asked for close-range sensor sweeps of specific specimens to be completed, and the data passed to the Technical Resources Division were in the finest traditions of the UPN command is able to fulfill the mission requirements, then file an acceptance with TAC. He will be posthumously promoted to the rank of Far Striker immediately. UPN Sentinel TAC has lodged a request for a recon mission into the heart of the alien swarm.
Commander of the Special
They've asked for close-range sensor
have come to the attention of this office.
Completed, and the data
Today, the UPN Assembly has voted a resolution of no confidence in
the Assembly are taking
and have requested that I take direct action.
The performance of the military command
under the circumstances, as President and Commander-in-Chief of the UPN Militaire, I have no choice but to relieve you from duty, pending the result of an inquiry. Wing Toucher. Since the dramatic success of your last mission, the Mars Dominion has pulled back from the brink of secession. Once again, the efforts of the Special Operations Executive have saved the UPN from the threat of all-out solar war. On behalf of the people of the United Planets and the entire Solar Dominion, I extend my gratitude to you and your entire peacekeeping squadron. Thank you. Wing Toucher. Since the dramatic success of your last mission, the Mercury League, the Venusian Alliance has pulled back from the brink of secession. Once again, the efforts of the Special Operations Executive have saved the UPN from the threat of all-out solar war. On behalf of the people of the United Planets and the entire Solar Dominion, I extend my gratitude to you and your entire peacekeeping squadron. Thank you. Wing Toucher. Our mission alien mothership has been destroyed by the gallant secession of the Mercury League and the Venusian Alliance has forced Sentinel TACOM reports that the hive swarms on the occupied moons simply died and are moving forces into position to strike the outer colonies. Angel teams UPN fleet forces are aligning with one or other faction, corpses, and the God Warriors have withdrawn to the outer rim around the infestation sites. We are sliding into all no signs of any aliens left alive in the region around human space. I can't help but feel that by maintaining the stability of the inner planets, we fail to maintain the balance of interest and interdependency that kept the spectre of Armageddon at bay. And now, by destroying the aliens, you have eliminated a threat to an alien force waits on the periphery, ready to feed on the remains. United Planets and the entire Solar Dominion belongs to them. I extend my gratitude to you and your entire peacekeeping squadron. Wing Toucher. Our mission for peace has failed. The secession of the Mars Combine and the Venusian Alliance has forced a wedge in the assembly. Mars, Mercury, and Earth have withdrawn from the convention and are moving forces into position to strike the outer colonies. UPN fleet forces are aligning with one or other faction, and the God Warriors have withdrawn to the outer rim. We are sliding into all-out solar war. As we stand on the brink, I can't help but feel that we failed them. We failed to maintain the balance of interest and interdependency that kept the spectre of Armageddon at bay. And now, with mankind poised to destroy itself, an alien force waits on the periphery, ready to feed on the remains. Maybe the future belongs to them. Wing Toucher, our mission for peace has failed. The secession of the Mars Combine and the Mercury League has forced a wedge in the assembly. Mercury and Venus have withdrawn from the convention and are moving forces into position to strike the outer colonies. UPN fleet forces are aligning with one or other faction, and the God Warriors have withdrawn to the outer rim. We are sliding into all-out solar war. As we stand on the brink, I can't help but feel that we failed them. We failed to maintain the balance of interdependence, the spectre of Armageddon at bay. And now, with mankind poised to destroy itself, an alien force waits on the periphery, ready to feed on the remains. Maybe the future belongs to them.
Wing Toucher, the UPN Technical Division has been working with
extremely high attrition rates
on a new generation of weapons
have
to take on
rendered
the
your squadron
alien threat.
non-operational.
However, we need specimens of the aliens for detailed
from losing the
examination and weapons
UPN's
testing.
primary peacekeeping
A new
force,
class
even
of
for a short
creatures
period of
appeared
time,
recently,
will be
codenamed
far-reaching.
Slugger. TechDiv
The
have
Assembly
requested you
has
launch a
pressed
mission
me
to
to
capture
establish a tribunal to
I
examine the
will
causes
request
behind the state
pending
of
your
affairs
approval.
and make recommendations
However, I would
as to
strongly
disciplinary
recommend
action
that you
if any
agree
is
to the
required.
mission. It would be
In
of
the meantime,
immeasurable benefit.
As President
Weapons
and
R&D
Commander-in-Chief,
program.
I must relieve you from duty, pending the result of the inquiry. Wing Toucher, our final throw against the alien menace has failed. The main swarm has unleashed 100 strikes against our outer colonies, carving through the defenses and consuming the leukocyte reserves as they go. The Mercury, Venusian and Earth militias are smashed, and UPN fleet forces have withdrawn to the inner system, where they propose to make a final stand. All hope of recovering the outer colonies has been lost. Leukocyte, the mineral that has powered mankind into space, is also lost. Without it, we will be returned to the Dark Ages. That humanity will prevail, I have no doubt. However, future generations will remember us with curses on their lips, for we failed them. We failed them. God help us all.